Good afternoon. Welcome to this seminar. It's my pleasure and my honor to be here. Very happy to have the opportunity to share the job we are doing in the food service part, just a little part of the whole hospital world, but an important part. So today I will introduce you to the Smart Kitchen for Better Health concept. I will introduce our company, and then I will leave the floor to Artur Arques, that is managing the business here in Barcelona and in Spain. So let's start with who we are. We are a cooperative. We were born 75 years ago, 76 now. And the first business was delivering food in the station of Bologna to the person that were traveling up and down Italy by train. A long way after that, we started with a lot of innovation since the beginning. So the first self-service, and then the cooking center, which is actually a factory where we built thousands and thousands of meals every day. We enter in the school market, so we are market leader in Italy in the school sector, and in other countries we are developing very well, as well here in Spain. Then we develop all over the country and also in other segments, so not only school but also the commercial catering and the healthcare sector that we will see later on. A lot of logistic effort, and then we move also to the facility management. That means all the cleaning, maintenance, and so on. So a cooperative, which means that we are doing our job with a slightly different angle from all the competitors. Competitors are mainly companies at the stock exchange with a financial mentality. For us, profit is a tool, necessary, but it's just a tool to get to our values. That is the passion for our customer. That is the fact that we are here to create the job and to keep the job for our colleagues, also for the next generation. Innovating tradition, it means that we create everything thinking from our roots, from our tradition, but looking at all the innovation, and for sure the digital area is one of the best one. And then human capital. Being a cooperative, we have 13,000 employees all over the world, and half of them are shareholders. So actually we have 8,000 shareholders, and all the shareholders are employees of our cooperative. Loyalty and reliability. So we choose to be a company that you can rely on. So let's see some number. More than 500 million sales, and we have employees in the cooperative, which is just 5,000, and then we have all the other entity of the group. That's why I mentioned that we are more than 13,000 employees, just to say that we are a big one. In the different sectors, school is the main one, and then also the corporate catering, the facility, but I mean healthcare. That's why we are here today. We are convinced that our job is to help the doctor. So it's not just providing food, it's not just building menu, but giving to the doctors the opportunity to increase the health of their patients. And also we provide food for the doctors itself, for all the people working in the hospital. So it's a collaboration that we have with the hospital that brings together our expertise and the needs of the hospitals. The figures that you see here are just in Italy, because then in Spain we have a dedicated company, but I will leave to Artur to describe it. Another big point, sustainability. Since we are a social entity, since we are here for the future, since we are here to build a job, of course, we joined the United Nations Sustainable Development Agenda because we believe in it. It's really inside our DNA. Of course, not all the 17 goals are appropriate to us. We can work only on 5 or 6 of them. For sure, the clean energy sources, the environmental footprint. For sure, we reduce the food waste every single day. This is really something on which we are crazy on. And then everything that can help to reduce plastic and also to reduce the use of water. And then you will see a nice example. Circular economy is not a fashion, it's here to stay. It's something that helps us to decide every day what we do. And just to make a little example, in our headquarters, we don't have the meeting room 1 or meeting room 2 or 3. We have the meeting room avoid food waste, the meeting room sustainability. So each of the meeting room is named after one of the goals. So we start thinking to it even in the daily life of the company. We started in Italy, that's true, but then 6 years ago we decided to go European, and we started in Spain with one company, then another one. Then we started in Denmark with one company, and then another one. We have a presence in Germany, and we also opened Switzerland. So our effort is to have the opportunity to use our know-how and to exchange experience among the different countries, and to have the opportunity to use the best of each of them. We have chefs that travels, that have 1 or 2 weeks in Italy, bringing their Spanish know-how, or then moving to Denmark, showing them how to do the best pasta that you can have in Denmark. So the international footprint, the international project is embedded in our strategy now, because the market has no more geographical boundary. We really think that Europe is a whole, and that we have the opportunity to create more value, exchanging experience from one country to the other. So this was the introduction of Camst, which is the company that started this job in Spain 4 years ago. But in Spain, we met a partner, and we met a company that already has a long history. But I will tell nothing more, because now is the time to leave the floor to Artur, Arques, and Arcasa.
Thank you, Roberto. Hello, good afternoon, everybody. Thank you for coming, for being here today with us. Thank you to La Unión, and it's not a compliment, for offering us a slot in this First League Speakers Congress. I mean, from the food service are not usually integrated in the Congress, so I think it's for us a luxury to be here and share our experiences. The diet, the meal is not only obviously a part of the therapy, it's obviously, depending on what we eat, we can improve our health, but it's also an important part, a key part, I may say, of the experience, of the emotions that are generated in the hospital world. And the more and more we need to see things in a global. Our tagline is in Catalan, Alimentant la vida. It's feeding life, not only from a biological point of view, but also from the emotions and the experience around the mealtime, especially, you know, in the Mediterranean culture. Food is a moment to socialize, to exchange. I mean, we are simply bringing our roots, our cultural wisdom to our daily life. It's with this spirit that we face our daily duties. Just a quick also overview. I've pointed La Unión. I mean, we started in '84, 37 years ago. My father, this was a family-owned company. We were born in a hospital, Hospital del Sagrat Cor. For you, I don't know the degree that of your knowledge about this subject. Normally, the contracts in hospitals, there is a contract, an umbrella contract with 3 legs: the patient's diet service, the staff canteens, the staff restoration, and the public. It's a contract that has bridges that are connected. We then started growing. We are still mainly focused in hospitals. As we will see, we are in other segments. In 2009, we made a kind of step change together with Hospital de Sant Pau. We missed to put Sant Pau because it was an important milestone in our history. We start really innovating. We went around Europe looking for experiences, looking for technology in Switzerland, in France, in the Hollands, in Germany, in these 4 countries, picking up the best practices of the cook and chill. And we had the opportunity to build from scratch a new kitchen in the new Hospital de Sant Pau. And we are very proud of what we did there. I mean, it was a really breakthrough. The cook and chill, we will not enter in detail. If afterwards any of you we have further details, we can enter. We split production from delivery. And this has distressed the work in the kitchens. Normally, the work in the kitchens is very stressing because you need to serve the food at a certain time, and if something goes wrong, you get lost. Separating, we created time for thinking, time for quality, time for teaching, time for improvement. I mean, it was a breakthrough, a really breakthrough, and we felt we stepped one step forward in quality, connecting with the hospital, connecting with what we will see. I think that, in fact, our actual history began with the opportunity, and I thank the hospital because we will never be enough thankful that the opportunity that they gave to us to work in that project. Also in 2012 or 2011, I don't remember, we were invited to join La Unió with el Fòrum d'Associats Col·laboradors. I mean, I think it's also an important breakthrough because usually the expenses in the sanitary sector have been as expenses, as a will without a limit, no? But we joined the vision that there is a wealth generator. It drags all different kinds of industries around, and especially in Catalonia, I think we excel in this, and we are very proud to connect with this message. In 2017, we arrived to an agreement, a joint venture, and the Camst entered in the capital. The first day I met Roberto in Madrid, I saw it was different. The cooperative, the spirit, the values that they had matched with our familiar vision of the business. So it was an easy integration. Then we bought a company in Zaragoza in 2008. Now we are entering commercial. This is just the beginning. No? We have become what we call the global company, because we connect with the global technology, with the international world, but act locally, because the culture of food, the climate, the traditions, the layout, it's important. So in the past, it was either a local company or multinational company. Now there is a space for global companies, and we are living this in first hand. It's sharing, having firstly global tools, but acting locally, as Roberto has explained. We are in other sectors, also in hospital, houses, schools. The title is Smart Kitchen. What do we understand? I mean, it's a question mark. It's a smart kitchen. What do we understand? In the dictionary, smart, it says in fashion, trendy, cool, but also bright. I think that when we talk about kitchen, it's the aggregation of isolated components. There is a lot of tools behind the meal. Menu plans, technology, layout design, service models, equipment, and there are a lot of things behind. But is this enough? Yes, but it's not enough. It's not enough gathering knowledge if this knowledge is not gathered in a holistic way. That's why what we understand for Smart Kitchen is when we create a 360 symphony. It's more than food. I mean, we've been many years stuck to that vision that we are a piece of the hospital, dealing with the food. It's more than food. I mean, we understand as a 360 symphony, like the FC Barcelona that is més que un club, that connects with emotion. I think that food can connect with more things. No? Here is a sample. This is the cook and chill tray, I don't know, cinta d'emplatat, no sé. All this food, it's chilled, it's not hot. Maybe this food has been produced 2 days ago. I mean, we can, and it's very calm. And maybe they are preparing now the dinner, and it's in the morning. So it's a symphony because everything is connected. It's all digitalized, and well, just for the people that you are not used to see, this is like a concert connecting different tasks. We have identified for this presentation 4 areas that we think that where we impact. None of them is more important than the other. It's in a circular way. I mean, the order, it's not an importance. Impact, we have an impact on hospital and kitchen staff, as we will see, the patients, family and friends, the health experience, not only health, but the health experience. The cooperation, this is relatively brand new, but we are entering in R&D programs with the medical teams, and obviously that's all the 2030 agenda subjects. Going to the first point, it's important to create a positive impact on the staff. All doctors and medical staff are under pressure, so the importance to create spaces where people can share, can distress, can obviously relax, and this is São Paulo also, clean with natural light spaces. This is in San Joan de Déu, integrating. We are making a great job with architects. In the past, it was, sorry for the Soviets, a kind of lineal self-service, not taking now more and more. The moment of food is integrating more things. We say that behind certain cellars happen certain things. We can create environments where things happen. No? This is in Mataró. All these pictures are of real facilities where we are managing, new generation facilities. This is also in Sant Joan de Déu. This is another concept, we call it Food and Talent. This is our own brand where we create different spaces, and we think that the dining room can be also a workplace. And we have seen it with the COVID. We can work everywhere, not only in the desk with different furniture. We also use the technology. We try to reduce and to make life easier. And hospitals are open 24/7, so we also need to think about productivity. So reducing the staff, but keeping the service. We have partnerships with our technology suppliers that, as you will see, make my easier to take the tickets, those repetitive actions, if the technology can be done. This is an example, one of the latest technologies that we have. It's a video lector that identifies what we are eating, and we can pay it alone without having a cashier, gathering information about the users, what they eat and what they eat, and this can be stuff for the future, for helping the consumers to help creating their diets and their follow-up, but never forgetting that the food must be good, because in technology, architecture, if the food is not good, it's not. Also, we need to take care on the kitchen stuff, not only, sometimes it was kind of second-class stuff, and the more and more we try to simplify and take care of our staff. This is a great example. This is the cleaning room, and it's refrigerated. And the dinner, we have abolished the night shift. In the past, the dinner was cleaned late at night, especially here in the Mediterranean. So there was a group, normally women, that had to stay till night cleaning. Now we close the cleaning room at 4. Jaume has corrected me, at 4. And they are happy. There are less accidents. They work from 8 to 4. and they start cleaning the dinner dishes in the morning. And we keep the leftovers and the dishes, the room is refrigerated. We learned that from the Hollands. I mean, it's not an idea, but we stilled ideas. The satisfaction of the employees is higher, there are less accidents. I mean, there are small changes that can make a big influence in the workflow, and we are very proud of this. Also, this is in Vigo, in Hospital de Vigo. We are also more repetitive tasks like pushing the trolleys up to the rooms. It's done by robots. I think there is a video. It's a long video. I'll cut it. But the more and more technologies help to redefine the workplaces. Obviously, these are big investments, and maybe they cannot be depreciated sometimes in the period of the contract. So that's why we need to work strategically with the hospitals. This is moving forward, and not only about the meal, but about the understanding of how the hospital can be. Patients, family, and friends. We really put the patients in the center. We think that every person is unique. I mean, we were moving from the standard diets to personalized menu. With the digitalization, this is possible, to try to reach and to fit to every unique individual person. Using different tools. We have tablets. This is one of the latest improvements. This is a room screen where you... ¿Aquí surt el vídeo? ¿Aquí? Espera. No, espera, perdón. Ahí. There is a video here, no? ¿Por qué no surt el vídeo? Because it's here, you see. Now, you can choose from your bed not only the components and the quantity you want for you. Maybe, for example, me, I'm a bread eater. I'm a great bread eater. And I need 2 pieces of bread. And why not? I mean, and maybe you can reduce. You may say, and how this connects with the diet? This can be follow up. But this, as we will see, increases the patient's satisfaction, reduces the waste, leftovers, because you eat what you ask what you will eat. You optimize operations. So more and more, the digitalization, it's high-tech, high-touch. We can use the technology to make life and the experience better. But there is not only digitalization. This is a breakfast trolley. In some cases, I mean, we don't know what we want to eat tomorrow, but in the morning, we offer this, and you choose before you rise. How do you feel at this morning? This is possible. This is happening. And it's a matter of organizing. So we can use the screen. We can use the trolleys. I mean, it's like in life. We can have pencils and smartphones. I mean, the smartphone has not eradicated the pencils. Also, the family and the friends experience, the cafeterias, the place where please bring back the public to the hospitals because the hospitals have been closed and we are suffering a lot because the families are not going. But it's a place to also enjoy. I mean, nobody likes to go to hospital normally except for birth, but we can create spaces where we can meet with our family and have a nice experience. This is a new generation space. You see the difference. Here you can exchange books. You can serve yourself a coffee. You can recharge the phone. It's all made with recycled materials. It's a matter of putting time and wisdom together to redefine the experience in a global way. Jump to the next one. So it's comfortable spaces with recycled materials, recharging points. Also, this is one of the new things. Life is mobile, and with the COVID, we need more using open air spaces. We started with the food trucks. This is in Bellvitge, the Hospital de Bellvitge, and you can put it outside. According to the flows of the traffic in hospitals, we can place it in different moments. Maybe in the morning, it's a hot spot in one place, and in the afternoon in another one, in another position. So, well, and it's been very well accepted, both for public and hospital staff. We are very proud of this. The third area is the cooperation with the research and development with the hospitals. This is relatively brand new. We have a lot of doctors in the upper floors making research. And now it's happening some kind of small miracles. They go down to the kitchen and they look for knowledge, they look for our collaboration. This doesn't happen. I mean, I've been in this sector for more than 35 years, and for me it's like really a new world. The doctors are coming down, are entering in the kitchen. As it happened in the private life, I remember when I was punished, when I was a boy, my parents punished me to eat in the kitchen, because the kitchen was kind of a second range. I was punished. I didn't eat very well. And now the kitchen, when a visitor comes to your house, will see for sure the kitchen and the bathroom. You will not show the sleeping room, but for sure the kitchen and the bathroom. So the kitchen is becoming the center of life in the private and also in hospitals. So it's kind of upgrade, and we live it with enthusiasm, because I was used to be hidden. I mean, many managers went down to the kitchens in the 80s. They didn't even know where it was. I mean, we were a problem. We were a bill, a number, and I was astonished, because we have a lot of responsibilities, investments, knowledge, people, but we didn't connect with our neighbors upstairs. It was funny. I mean, it was funny. It was kind of second class. This is changing radically right now. I'm very happy. Here are some examples. This is in Canruti, the therapeutical kitchen workshops. Here we collaborate with doctors, teaching the patients how to cook according to their pathology once they leave the hospital. How to cook, which ingredients, and this is done inside the hospital's premises. I mean, this is great. This is avoiding future diseases. I mean, and we cannot take it for granted. And we have everything there. We have the components, we have the nutritionists, we have the diets, we have so simply refurnishing a corner. I mean, it's not big investment. We are creating new relationships with our doctors. By the way, this is done also in collaboration with the Alicia Foundation. The Alicia Foundation is an R&D foundation led by Ferran Adrià. So 3 stars Michelin chefs, hospital cooks. I mean, this is happening, and this is possible simply if we shift our mindset. It's a matter of mindset. I mean, it's not a problem of money. It's not a problem of technology. It's a problem of vision, of leadership. And so I ask you, that they are the responsibles of leading hospitals, that in the kitchens you have a great leverage to improve. Well, these are the COVID menus that we created, because now the new patients of COVID need hypercaloric, hyperproteic. Well, we develop in COVID some special menus. We are very proud of this. This is happening in Mataró. There is a doctor, Dr. Pere Clavé, that we are together developing new texture for the dysphagia problems. The dysphagia is the entrance to many diseases. It's the cause of many deaths. But at the end, it's death due to an infection, but it started through a problem of swallowing. It's a dysphagia. So solving the swallowing problems, we avoid many further therapies. And they have an R&D team, and we are creating, as you'll see, new dishes texturized that match with the same products, the same diets that of a normal basal diet. And last but not least, the connection with global trends, the 2030 agendas, as Roberto said, we are focused in these 4 out of the 17 that are there. The one that I like most, and I show it's 17. I confess here that we're intimacy. If we learn to cooperate, all the others come around. If we don't learn to cooperate, the other, it will be difficult to share project with local partners. Sharing. I mean, this is what I would, among hospitals, between hospital and senior houses. I have not written here, but my hope is the home delivery. The home delivery, it's the big new wave. I mean, hospitals can deliver to home. Hospitals, the new technology of hospitals require more space because machines are bigger, require more money because, yes, technologies, especially the newest, require budgets. So we are forced to share. We are forced to share for the environment things, for rational things. So we need to share production facilities. We need to share staff. We need to share experience, buying power, whatever. We need to share public and private collaboration. And here with La Unión, it's our flags. We cannot afford to use all the tools that we have, no? And this is not at the level that it should be from our perspective. Obviously, in the climate action, all the recycled materials in the napkins, it's invading our daily. These are samples of things that we are doing. The fountains, instead of buying bottled water, using bottles. For example, our staff used in the past, they used to open, I don't know, 5 or 6 bottles every day. Now they provide them with a bottle also, and they refill it. So we're reducing the plastic. Sorry, plastic. You can buy. We are integrating with the vending machines. You can find the bottles in the vending machines. This is an experience from Italy. I cannot talk very deeply in it, but they are very proud. They are cleaning without water, using a special kind of textile and microfiber, but this is happening, cleaning without water. So I hope we integrate it here soon, the sustainable vending. Perdoneu, hòstia, em sembla tonto. This is another, under the zero hunger objective, to deliver the food leftovers. We frozen, we put it in portions, and together with local entities, this is also done in Canruti, we deliver it in social centers. So this is thinking globally, acting locally. This is an experience of a very local initiative, but we also connect with this worldwide organization, the Too Good To Go. I don't know if you are used. You can, through an app, you can know what, in which places you can get what is being left there with a very reduction special price. So this is starting, and it's already integrated in the normal flow. The rounding up, you see it in many places. We are starting to implement in many places. Here's the way how it goes. You already know. You check with the green light before paying, and it rounds up until. So this is our vision. I mean, there has been a great change compared with, I don't know, 10, 15 years ago. I mean, it's amazing what we have done together. And I think there is much more to be done if we have the right look, the right approach to the problems, and we don't restrict the vision. Thank you very much. I have nothing. If you have any, thank you. You have any questions, or you want to double check? Question, go ahead. Thank you.
Actually, I have three questions. First of all, my name is Hani. I have a background in nutrition and dietetics. Thank you. So for my first question is, so do you work with dietitians, especially when you prepare like food for the hospitals, like to make sure that patients receive diets, appropriate diets according to their condition? And my second question, what changes have you specifically done during the pandemic? Like, have you started using new technologies, specific technologies because of the pandemic? Like, did you switch to using disposables, for example?
Yes. Well, does it work? Obviously, the nutritionist and the dietist is a pillar of the organization. Since I remember our first nutritionist, it was a step change. It was in 1991, I remember. And since then, today, I don't know, we may have, I don't know how many.
120 in Italy, 120.
75 nutritionists. They are placed in all the hospitals. They are designing all the diet plans together with the hospital, with the buying. For example, now we have a problem with the increased price of the raw materials worldwide, and we need to redefine. I mean, we don't redefine if the nutritionists are not there, because changing the components. I mean, I don't know if it's take it for granted. I mean, the nutritionist it's one of our deep transversal departments at the same level than marketing or financial. I mean, it's a structural, it's not a complementary. And many nutritionists are women, I don't know here, are women, well prepared, and they are becoming, now they are becoming managers of the center. At the beginning, it was a complement, now they are growing up to managers. And about COVID, well, it was great experience. I mean, the disposables. I mean, we learned by doing. I mean, by the way, for example, we also participate creating the health hotels. I don't know if for the people that are not from Catalonia. I mean, there was the hospitals, and together with the hospitals, we have not showed here. We created the concept of health hospitals for the people that were already out of danger, but they needed some days to recover, and we delivered the same service of a hospital in the hotels in the nearby of the. We created special menus, special disposable. It's true, frankly speaking, that the cost of the one-use materials was extremely high. I mean, this was one of the negative impacts at the beginning, although this affected to price, although we used recycled products. And then when we start learning more about the disease, that they lost the smell capacities and the taste capacities, that they needed more calories. I mean, after the 3-4 months that it was the red urgency, we created task force teams with the hospitals, and well, I'm very proud that I don't know if I have answered, but.
One more thing. Sorry, yeah, thank you so much. And another thing, I know you mentioned the research, like started doing research with doctors, and I've also seen that you started using a new technology where you can assess the amount of food that the consumer eats.
Yes.
And I just want to say that this is a great technology and it can be used in research. Like I know the USDA has been using it in the last years where they can measure, like if they are doing research on food or like conducting clinical trials and giving patients food to eat. So they are using these technologies to assess what the participant is actually eating. And I don't know if you've been doing that with this technology or not.
We are starting. I mean, this is relatively brand new. I mean, we are connecting the science of the doctors, the industry, because at the end of the day, these things to be produced productively, we need the industry. We are in between. A kitchen is a kitchen. We want to orient it as the most effective way, but we need the industry. And the kitchen is the new plaza, is the new place where we gather these different actors. Because one thing is to make an essay at a short scale, and another thing that this can be scalable, that can be, but this is a trial and error process, and it's putting the right people in the right, we are at this stage, I mean, now the kitchen of the hospital is a place to meet. It's a place, now we have, in many hospitals, I'm very proud when the visitors that go to the hospital, they normally go to the surgery theaters, to the last machine, and they don't go to the kitchen. Please. But now in many hospitals, our hospitals, many visitors also come to see the kitchen. If we make this shift in the mindset, many interesting things will happen. If we don't close and we are, I said, only simple, and this is happening in Matero, it's starting, and for us it's still too new. How do we answer these requirements? Because it's also a cost. Then you need to put some person and then the budget. So we are creating new agreements, new frames of relationship that can support also this, because we are an industry with very narrow margins, especially with the COVID we are suffering, all the sectors, and this may be in danger if it's not integrated as a whole in the hospital. But see, many things are happening.
Hello, I'm a midwife from Manresa, Antalla, and I've seen a change within this issue of the food in the last years. For example, they changed as well the building where we eat, and converting it in a nicer place. The food also is very good, and it's true that the time you go for lunch, it's maybe one of the best times in during your work, because you disconnect from your work. You go there. Even I think the relationship with the staff from the canteen has changed as well.
Yes.
We get more contact. We feel like they take care of us. No, yes. They give us nice food. Another important thing you mentioned is that they need to be well equipped as well, like from the uniform. And this is one of the suggestions we made to the managers, that because in a hospital they have like the uniform from really while ago, and it's like we have such a nice canteen, and yes. Look at them, it's like, no, please. I mean, they need to be nice, dressed, elegant, no? Well, and my question, I have a curiosity, is how do you plan the rotation of the menus? Because, like, for example, me, I always work on Monday and Wednesday, so I always get the same food. Likely, I like what I have these days, but if you change it or...
I'm not the most appropriate person to answer this, I mean, frankly speaking, because first, about the uniforms, just for the first part. Yes, one of the things is that we have achieved, and this is that the food service staff is being proud. Because here, in our Latin culture, to serve, was seen as a second. We were not proud. We were trying to recover to be proud of what we are doing. I mean, and not it's a second. And it's true. The uniform, if you feel, today I have taken a nice shirt to feel secure. This is true. And maybe we don't pay attention. It's true, and I appreciate your comment. About the rotation of the menus, I cannot ask you very well because I don't know, but our philosophy, when I talk with Inés Navarro, it's our main dietist, and for many years, I say we don't need to treat people, and we treat people like small children. This is the mindset. You cannot force them, because sometimes when people is not satisfied with the hospital food, it's because they don't know the reasons why they are eating this, because we limit the choices, because we don't, and we force them to certain rotations. It's true that we need to organize a production of many things, and we need to, but the more and more we are trying to give more room to the to each person to choose between big lines, because we need to teach people stay in the hospitals 2-3 days. I mean, it will not. So it's important all the information around to teach them why, to teach them the space, and then try to understand what they like and choose. The rotations that in every hospital is different. I don't know. It's 3 weeks, 2 weeks. In some cases, we have una carta. So we also have the possibility to choose carta. With the cook and chill system, this is possible because we have a food bank, and we give 6 or 7 dishes for first dish and the second, and this can be chosen. I mean, all can be done. I mean, but we need to do it together with the management of the hospital. But technically, we can do cartas, we can do, but sometimes, I mean, it depends on the hospital, I mean, and the connection, but I cannot give you more information. There's no more question. I don't know if from the outside, no.
I checked before, there was
no, nobody.
Just a quick question. I was wondering how many people do work with you, like in your company? How many workers? How many people
workers?
Work? Yeah.
We counting the school, we are close to 2,000. But 1,000, yes, because we have part-time workers of the school. So, but full-time employees will be around 1,500 or something like this. This is we are a medium-sized company. We are the smaller of the biggest. We are in the top 10 of Spain. The smaller of after the 4 multinationals, we are there, and we are the big of the smaller. The market is concentrating, is accelerating the concentration, and after COVID more. There are more than 900 companies in the Spanish market, and the first 10 or the first 7 have more than 50% of the market. So, because there are big investments, there are big barriers, entries. It's a pity there are no newcomers. In the past, I remember 20 years ago, there were newcomers in the market. Now, well, this is the size, about the size of the companies. We're on time.
perfect. Thank you very much for attending. Our pleasure to be here, and have a nice evening.
Thank you.